And breaking news today, those 4 Americans who were held hostage by Somali pirates murdered before U.S. forces could save them. So what do we know about what happened? Retired U.S. Navy Captain Chuck Nash is a Fox News military analyst. He also used to track smugglers on the high seas and has some great sources who know a little bit more about what happened in this particular case. That yacht, the Quest, was boarded by pirates. They had the 4 Americans hostage. A Navy destroyer was shadowing them about 600 yards behind, as we understand it. What do we know about what happened this morning, Chuck?
Well, John, after trailing them for a couple of days, they were in negotiations for the hostages. And evidently, one of the pirates fired a rocket-propelled grenade from the Quest at the USS Sterett. Shortly thereafter, there was gunfire inside the Quest. At that point, the hostages were obviously in extremis, and at that point, under international law, the U.S. Navy ship was compelled to act to help the mariners. When they went over there, evidently they killed 2 additional pirates and found 2 dead pirates aboard the Quest. A couple of the hostages evidently were still clinging to life, but despite the best efforts of the medical people on scene, it was just too late.
Couple of points.
So go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt, but a couple of points. That grenade that was launched at the Sterett, it didn't even hit the Sterett, and even if it had, it would have done virtually no damage against a U.S. warship, right?
No, it wouldn't have done much damage at all. It would have left a black mark on the ship. But it raises, there's several issues about this whole thing that really bother me, John. One is, you've got a 58-foot sailing vessel, and you wind up with 19 pirates on it. Now, I don't think the pirates go out in that kind of force to take down a 58-foot yacht. So they were either out there after something else, and the Quest just came across the horizon and was in the wrong place at the wrong time, or and why didn't, of 19 pirates after they took the Quest, why didn't some of them go back to their mothership? So you've got a situation on board this small, 58-foot sounds like a big boat, but when you stick 19 pirates and 4 hostages, it gets pretty crowded, pretty uncomfortable, and tempers could flare in there. So whether this RPG was a calculated event or somebody just acting out, and then maybe the other pirates, who shot the first 2 pirates? The investigation on this, and unfortunately the only witnesses we have are the pirates, the remaining 15 pirates themselves.
Very quickly, Chuck, we want to make the point. The Navy didn't do anything to provoke this. They were following the ship, but they weren't closing in. They didn't open fire on the vessel. They didn't send a boarding crew in until after they heard the shots. But
Absolutely not. And anybody who says this was a botched hostage rescue or something is way off base. They were negotiating. All of the fire was initiated from the Quest and within the Quest. And it wasn't until after that happened and the special ops folks boarded that they found the dead hostages.
Chuck, I got to let you go, but I know you say that it's time to take a different approach to piracy. Maybe we can get you to write an article on that for our FoxNews.com website, because I think our viewers would like to read it. Chuck Nash, thanks very much.
You bet, John.